Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are live. What is up, fellas? How you been?
You're
good, man. Can't complain. Can't complain. Won't complain.
You're gonna be doing Europe. You gotta do the new one. Ski.
Hey, no. We leave that up to the baddies, man.
Fuck. Dude, I am. What's up, Wolf? I am so inundated with TikTok shit. Like, Kate's done videos that have gotten like 10K views and shit.
Dang. And they weren't like related, like animal related?
One of them kind of was. There was a funny video about somebody talking about declawing a cat, but like not really. They'd put like white claws near its paws. And and so she did a reaction to that in her scrubs, and she was like, no, and then she started laughing at the end, and that got a lot of views.
Yeah, man, they love that. TikTok love animals, man.
And she's got another one recently. She's kind of like in a Discord community with this guy. He's an Irish actor. And she responds to a lot of his videos on there. And this new one she did, it looks really cool. Like, I told her she did a good job. I hope she knows, like, that, I actually fucking mean it. But, yeah, she's out there with, like, fucking hoodie and not like a hoodie, but like a cardigan I got that's got a hood on it. Mm-hmm. And, like, she's reacted to this video, and it's, like, nighttime. You can see, yeah, Kate's doing good shit on there.
There you go.
So what about you, Ralphie?
Been busy as hell, man. I've been busy as hell trying to lay low. Got a lot of stuff going on. I'm back in school.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this because my wife doesn't really pay attention to what I be saying on podcasts. That's a good thing. She knows I'm a history major, right? So she thinks that she could just take it and just go by the motions because she thinks she's smarter than me. And about 2 weeks in, they got into civil rights, the civil rights movement,
right?
And she was just overwhelmed, and she was like, "How did you do this? How did you do this?" She's like, I can't. She's like yanking her hairs out. And I got to give her props because a full-time job, 2 kids, a husband who obviously is still a child, all these things put together, she tried to take this class and she did her best, but she was just completely overwhelmed. So she was like, I need you to, I was like, I'll take it for you. So that was my little moral victory right there. All 4 minutes of it, because I am a husband and I do something wrong regardless. So Eric laughing because he knows exactly where I'm coming from.
She owe you one though. She owe you one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We took the class and I got my final grade. And she got a 3.97 GPA, so she is happy because she gets a bonus from her job for having something above 3. Yeah, for having something above 3.5. So
money. Yeah.
She was happy. I'm not releasing no names just in case somebody wants to accuse her of cheating. So we'll just keep it there. We'll just keep it there.
Yeah, there you go.
But that's my little moral victory.
Well,
but on my end, yeah, man, shout out to her, man. She gave it her best shot, and yeah,
that's the thing. Like, we're kind of like the same way in my family. Like, Kate's the science one, where I'm the liberal arts one. That's why she can support herself, and my ass has been sitting on my ass for the last decade.
That's what it is, though. That's what a good unit is. There's the strong one, and then there's whatever the other one is not like strong at. They complement each other, and that's how it works. That's how things work out. But on my end, man, it's been good. It's just been real busy.
Word.
It's been real busy up here in the Northeast. The the leaves are falling, and we've been having some pretty wet weather up here. And today, for some reason, it was close to 60 degrees out here. So
Yeah, it was like
it's
51 up this way.
it's been crazy. It's been crazy. So we've been pulling double duty, lots of overtime. And you got to soak it up when it's there. So
hell yeah,
I put my foot in it.
There you go.
And you talking about weather? I've been in the low 60s and rain all day here.
Low 60s. That's winter for y'all.
Yeah,
that's winter for them.
Hell yeah.
That's crazy. We were just down there, obviously, this summer around the 4th of July, man. It was like 90-degree days every day, and it felt like 100 and something degrees.
Yeah, Florida sucks for that.
It's like only rained one day.
Yeah, it's like being inside of a cow's mouth like all day long.
Like the monsoon season has moved, man. Because like it used to, when I first moved down here, it was like May, like the end of May into June. Now it's like the end of July into August.
Because it used. I remember like August being down there in Miami for like a few days, and it rained it was like clockwork. It was around noon. Between noon and 1 o'clock, it rained, and it would like pour down, and then it'd be done, and you wouldn't even know it rained.
Yep.
And then we went down in October last year, and it was similar, like, but only one day. It rained a little bit, and that was it. That was the end of it. You didn't see it no more.
Everything changed with that one storm. I want to say Irma. I don't know if it was her or another one, but like the complete schedule, like on Florida, changed. Like I noticed it. Like after that storm,
on y'all.
Probably, man. Shit, you never know with all the crazy shit down here. Good damn. So what you been up to, Eric B?
Man, I've been working. Many know that I finally took over my own store. I work for the Volkswagen Group now, and just been working trying to get that.
Congratulations, man! Because I didn't know that.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. So just trying to get that store in order, and just kind of embrace my new role. Both kids are in Girl Scouts now, so getting ready for cookie season. Just finished the toy drive up. We got one more place to drop off to, and happy to have that over and done with. And I did this a lot, but we just did the wrap party last week, so that was fun. And man.
Why don't you? Because like we haven't talked about Kennedy's Village in a long time, so like why don't you give people like a breakdown of what you do and what the genesis of it was and everything like that.
Yeah, man. So my youngest daughter, her name's Kennedy, was diagnosed with sickle cell at birth. It is a genetic blood disorder. It's very underfunded in terms of research, although we are making headway in that area. We just had like a gene therapy get finally approved by the FDA, which we've been waiting on for years. So now that that's there, we can see how that holds and see how that goes. And hopefully this can be promising for a cure. It is a lot involved, so I won't bore everybody with the medical details, but it is promising. So that's good. So we started that back in 2017, and every year we do a toy drive for the kids who are in the hospital over the holidays. And we work with 3 different groups, 2 hospitals and a sickle cell clinic locally here to make sure that the kids have something nice for the holidays. So yeah, man, that's pretty much Kennedy's Village. We bridge the gap between sickle cell research and care. So we not only do research and stuff, but we also, stuff like this, toy drives and fundraisers and events to support not only just sickle cell research, but also the community.
Beautiful.
Dope.
Amen.
And what else have you been doing? Besides getting a new job, fucking flying around like Superman, what?
Yeah, man. Just still collecting. I got a few pickups. I'm big in the Mayfix world, and I got the new Terminator 2, which is great. The Cyborg from the Snyderverse, I got that in recently. Dabbling in Legends a little bit, nothing crazy. Because I don't want to start a whole nother Transformers collection, but just kind of finishing the masterpiece. Like, man, that's a whole nother world. But yeah, just trying to finish up, man, and get this basement done. I took a little break from that because we're doing it ourselves, and hopefully I can have it done before the Super Bowl, so I can get my TV up and all that stuff down there. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, man, like Legends are crazy. Like
yeah.
I am so far sticking to the comic colored ones.
Okay, there you go. See, that didn't make it easier on you because they didn't do everything in a comic. So, not everything.
Except they've done all the fucking Seekers and the Dinobots now.
Yep, and Prime and Megatron, which is to be expected.
And I got Shockwave somewhere too.
Okay, that's what's up. The comic one, like so, the darker purple.
Yeah, that was the wifey. Here he is, and you know what? His tube actually works, unlike most MP ones. Yeah, brother. Yeah, they're the only ones doing the comic colored ones.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's up, man. I've been gaming a lot recently. A lot of 2K, a lot of I rebought Resident Evil 5 to kind of play through that again. That was actually my favorite Resident Evil besides Resident Evil 2. So just been gaming a lot recently, playing Mario Kart with the kids. We got a couple Switch games for them for Christmas. So, they don't really ask for a lot. So, they're very big on family, just like I am. So they'd rather do family stuff than, kind of be on technology all day, which I love. So we can kind of merge the best of both worlds.
I wish my boy was like that, man.
Well, he at that age where, most of us were. And then eventually, the video games have become girls. And then, the rest is history. So, yep. So get used to it.
He rages so much.
Well, he's too big to be out there raging. He's a big boy, man. That's a big boy.
And that's what he doesn't understand is like that how big he is like people don't see, okay, this is a teenage boy, this is a 15-year-old boy.
Yep.
I try to tell him
like a grown man out here.
Yep, they ain't gonna give you chances, Cal.
Yeah, yep, that's a fact. That's a fact. That is a fact. Did anybody pick up any Joes recently?
Oh,
I know G.I. Joes is like the craze now, man.
Ripper.
Oh, there you go. Ripper looks good. I like him better than Buzzer.
I haven't opened Buzzer yet. He got here yesterday.
Buzzer's okay.
Actually, I'm actually pretty impressed with her. Helix.
I shouldn't have never bought that or Shockwave. I have no attachment to those characters, man. They're nice. Don't get me wrong, they're nice. Just no attachment. Like at least Nunchuck I had as a kid. Mm-hmm. Like I had this character.
Hold on, bring that up to the camera. Bring that up, Eric. Nunchuck. Oh my gosh, dude, that caught me right here.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember the last time I saw that figure.
Holy crazy
Nunchuck! So I had him in the rubber band joints.
Yep, that's what I had as a kid. I think it was a slightly different color, like he was like more lime greenish or something with the tiger.
Yeah,
but it's crazy because the name that they gave the dude, he has some American name and he's a ninja. I'm like, all right, here we go. Come on, y'all. G.I. Joe need to stop. I get Snake Eyes. That's the only one you get. That's it. Cut it out now.
Now, people have been talking about Hawk like they like him. He's really plain, and there's just something off about him for me.
So, but he was playing in the show. He jumped right off the tune to me, man. That's why I like him. He's like, that's Hawk, and then he got the little silver piece in his hair too. I'm like, oh, that's Hawk. It gives me hope that they're gonna make the rest of the people from that movie too.
Oh yeah, because we're getting a Nemesis Enforcer.
Yep.
What they changed his name to something?
Nemesis Protector or something like that. This is dumb. It's Nemesis Enforcer. We all know it is that. Why change it? But I don't know. Maybe they lost the copyright.
Yeah, some shit like they always do
Trademark.
with former names and shit. Yeah,
they'll give it some dumb name. But see, these characters haven't been put out in so long. That's it. Nemesis Immortal.
Yes. Hey, what's up, E?
That's dumb. Nemesis Immortal.
Yo,
I want Pythona. That's gonna be dope.
Yeah. And man, because the thing you can't say is like they do not skimp on the details on the classified.
Nope, not at all.
Ralphie, man, if you get down this rabbit hole, you
No,
gonna get
no,
divorced.
no rabbit holes. No more. No more rabbit holes.
And it's a
Do it.
licensing issue when they re-release him under the 25th anniversary line.
No
Okay.
more rabbit
Yes,
holes.
I knew they lost. They had to lose it.
Yeah. Whew. But yeah,
I think it was. I don't know if you remember that show. What the heck was it? Was it Exo Squad? I think it was.
Yep. On
One of the characters on that show, I think, had the name, and it got, it all got lost in the mix.
Yeah, they didn't make it in enough time. You only get the I think you get the trademark for 25 years or 10 years or something like that. It's got to be 10 years.
Insane.
And if you don't make it or use it within that time, that's why they kept coming out with bullcrap characters called Soundwave and Silverbolt.
Yeah,
like all that stuff from back in the day. A lot of those character names were released as Beast Wars characters, but were never in the cartoon. All that stuff. Licensing is crazy. I mean, we just had to go through it with Kennedy's Village. Like our stuff is finally trademarked and licensed, but we got to use the logo every so often, or somebody can come in and swoop it up.
I agree, Evie. They could call them polka dotted Adidas sneaker. It don't matter. It's still Nemesis. We all know who he is.
Yeah, I mean, but it would. I mean, to be fair, he's not wrong. I get it, but if somebody goes searching for this character, let's say you got somebody who don't know that they changed the name, then they're not gonna find it.
Right.
And then now, it's like, oh man, they never made this character. In all actuality, they did. It's just they had to call him something else.
I forget. There was one that they did at one point that I need to catch up on. It was a Transformer, and they changed the name, and I missed the release and had to go back and pay aftermarket on it. It's only happened to me that one time, but yeah, I can see it happening, man.
Yep. But I mean, I'm glad that like the quick kick that's coming. It's a must-have.
Yeah.
That's a must-have. People have made some pretty good customs out the Shang-Chi. And I'm glad that it's gonna look different because if it would have looked close to Shang-Chi, I'd have been like, well, what's the point? No, you're right, E, for sure. I'm talking about like somebody new coming into the line though who don't know. We would definitely know. Most classified people would know for sure. For sure. What you been up to though, Nick?
Chilling. I went and had a good time over at my friend's house. Kate popped her knee last night while I was over at my D&D group's house. We've been watching fucking House of the Dragons from the beginning.
Love it.
Yeah, and it's so cool because like most of these people that I'm hanging out with, I could be their daddy. And that is definitely like a fucking like mind fuck.
Yeah.
It's just like, what the hell?
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, that throws you, man. The other day I was wearing one of my very qualified nerd shirts, and I have this ugly Christmas sweater, right? And it's kind of custom, and it has Optimus Prime on it. And it says until the end, until all are one. And then he's wearing a Santa hat, and it's done in an ugly Christmas sweater type of a deal. And I wore it out to a church activity, right? And I'm there, and I got the kids and whatever, and everybody's all dressed, all festive, and they go do their thing. And this young buck, I'm saying 12, 13 years old, cool sweater, that's Optimus Prime. And next thing you know, his dad walks off, and he smiles at me, and I smile back. I was like, thank you. He was my childhood hero. And then next thing you know, me, the dad, the kid, and like two other kids from the youth group at the church are all having this immense hour-and-a-half long conversation about Transformers, and I'm like, I'm 50.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. It's crazy. Like for a lot of them, their G1 is Earthspark,
Armada,
Armada, whatever. Or the Bayverse movies, like that's G1 them. But like for us, it goes back to the 80s, man.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
The next oldest guy to me was barely over 30. And I'm sitting there, we were just having a grand old time. And I'm like, this is representing about 3 or 4 different generations right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yeah, man.
especially in today's climate, the fact that this can bridge that just, like you mentioned, Nick, it's my mind is like,
Yeah. Like one of the you mentioned the Optimus Prime sweater you had. Like one of the things we were talking about was like, you know, movies that fucked us up as kids. You know, like, you know, they knew the Neverending Story. They knew My Girl, even though they're
Yeah,
like
them
20 years
bees, bro.
younger. You know?
yeah.
Bees, never forget it.
And my girl Aurora knew. This girl is 23 years old, and she knew Optimus Prime died in the 86 animated movie.
Dude, that movie, So I remember the first TF con I ever went to. It was Rest in 2017, and they were doing the showing. Remember how they used to show the movie at the con? So they were doing the showing, and there was people way younger than me who was in there reciting that movie line for line. Now, I personally, when I watch a movie, I don't want to hear a whole bunch of talking. So after the first 7 lines and people was doing it, I was like, all right, enough, I'm out. But it was literal like kids in there reciting the movie line for line because they know that movie. It's a classic. It's a cult classic. It's kind of like Lost Boys for me. Like as a kid, that movie irked me out as a kid, but like I can tell you almost line for line that movie was great. Ghostbusters, like there's stuff like that. Like
yeah.
I used to be able to do
classic.
it. I used to be able to do it like the old horror movies because I used to watch those with my grandma all the time, my nana, and like Bela Lugosi's Dracula. I used to be able to do line for line, you know. The 86 Transformers movie, obviously. There was another. Oh, The Crow. That came out when I was a teenager, but
good movie.
That's a good one.
Good movie. But like that's stuff that I mean, it was commonplace for us to watch, and it should be for us. But like that's there. It's any movie that's a cult classic. You better be prepared for it to catch on, especially if you got parents who did it the right way.
Yeah. She knew Lady Hawk too.
Really?
And that's a deeper cut.
Yeah,
so I was surprised about that. She knew the plot better than I did.
There's this guy on TikTok, and I don't mean to try to plug anybody, but there's this guy on TikTok. He goes by the Last Autobot, and every Sunday for a while he stopped recently, but every Sunday for a while he was basically throwing up on his live Transformers the movie. Now this guy has a few thousand followers, but on that live stream he could have up to 14 or 15,000 people watch.
Easy, dude.
Just for that movie.
And it's a nation. It's not even just a nationwide phenomenon. It's a worldwide movie.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch it when in the movie theater when they showed it recently? Like a few years back?
Not the recent one. Not the recent one.
No. So I went to them. That was the first time I saw it in the theaters. Was it as an adult? Because I never knew. I didn't know it was a movie until I got the cassette. My mom brought home the cassette from her store. Rented it. So like I didn't even know it was a movie for the movie theater. I knew it was a movie. Sometimes like with G1 you can rent the cassettes or whatever. They had advertising on there. My mom went and got it for me, and I watched it on there, and then we bought it in that big old extra large black plastic case with the Transformers on it, and it was the cover, and it's like we owned it. I owned the tape, and I wore that tape out, but I never even knew. So to get that experience as an adult, and even to go there and see people bringing their kids to see it, that movie gonna live on forever, bro.
Yeah, that's an awesome thing. It does. That's an awesome thing. That's an awesome thing.
Yeah, when you can share your childhood with your kid in a meaningful way, that's huge. That's awesome.
Yeah. And it's even crazier like when it's friends and like you can, because like
we all met because of Transformers.
yeah,
Yeah,
true.
that's how we all know each other.
Yeah. Till all are one.
All are one. Like, listen, I still watch that movie once or twice a year.
Me too.
I fall asleep watching the series on Tubi TV because it's on there for free. I don't have to pop a disc in. You know, it's still a big part of my life.
Do you do YouTube premium?
No, so it's on Tubi TV for free, and it has commercials. But I just turn it on as I'm going to sleep. Just something else,
okay.
to kind of watch today.
Yeah, because
I got to
do
watch that.
Yeah, I do the same thing, but on like YouTube because I got YouTube Premium, and so yeah, it skips no commercials, just fucking episode.
Yeah.
Bang.
That's dope.
They had I think it's literally the Hasbro Pulse official channel. They've got live
All the
stream
G.I. Joes.
24/7, all them
Yep.
GI Joes and shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
They'll show the movie occasionally. They'll show the movie. And if you watch if you have like Pluto TV, which is like a free streaming,
they got a whole channel dedicated to it.
to Transformers, yeah. So it'll give you the Nickelodeon series, the old Armada, Cybertron, all of that stuff. Even the movie, the Bayverse movies.
Who? Oh, Keegan Michael Key, right? That's his name.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be Bumblebee in the new series, and I guess they just played his voice for the first time.
Is it the series or the movie? The new movie that's coming.
I have no idea. It might be the movie.
Chris Hemsworth is playing, I think, Optimus.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably the movie. Sure.
Yeah, with an actor of that. I mean, I know he's not acting anymore, but when you paying that type of money for that voice, it better be from a movie. You want to try to recoup some of that money.
Is this the Optimus Prime standalone origin kind of movie? No,
nope. This is like the war on Cybertron where all that started. Yeah. So like it goes back to like I think they're gonna touch on Megatron and the fighting pits and all that. It's supposed to come out next year, I think.
Yeah. But Minor Megatron.
Strike, I doubt we get it because of the writer's strike.
Yeah.
Probably got pushed back.
Well, shit, man. The only Marvel movie coming out this year is Deadpool.
Yeah, they pushed Blade back. Shang-Chi 2 got pushed back. A couple of things got pushed back. I think were we supposed to get Fantastic Four in 2024? Or was it Kang Dynasty?
I think that was Kang Dynasty.
I think it was Kang.
Yeah, because Fantastic Four they hadn't fully cast that yet either.
Yeah, that's right. We're supposed to get I think Captain America 4 this year.
Yeah.
They were supposed to get Daredevil this year too.
That's a TV series though. That's coming to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Which is good.
They pushed that back too. They pushed that back too though.
Yeah,
they had something like 18 episodes already done and they trashed all of it.
Yeah, the dude
I agree.
Matt Murdock, it was like, I'm not this is dumb. And they did the same thing with Blade. They almost dang, I like Shang-Chi 1, and I want to see what they do with those rings and how they connect to Captain Marvel and all that stuff. But that's what I really want to see. The cosmic of it.
Push back
it fucking reminded me of like those Jackie Chan fairy tale movies that he started doing.
But I didn't like Shang-Chi, man.
Oh man,
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed
that movie, man.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was good, man. I thought it was.
You
funny.
know me. I love kung fu movies. I love Bruce Lee. I love all that shit. I love superhero shit.
Aquafina was the worst part of the movie, and she wasn't terrible, but it was okay. I like the movie, man. And I want to see where they go and like bring a Wong in at the end. You know, all that stuff. I kind of want to see how that goes.
Yeah.
Whole multiversal thing. I think that's all gonna play a piece into it because those rings came from somewhere. So I want to break that down.
I wonder, like, that's the thing. Iron Man's gone now, right? So
is
you
he
got Maybe.
Multiverse, bro. That's their way out of all of this. That's their way out of all of it. No, I'm right. They talking about Robert Downey Jr. doing a piece. Listen, EE, man, that movie, that was one of the better Marvel movies that year.
I agree.
Okay. Oh, like not Shang-Chi, but the Marvels.
I enjoyed that movie.
I've heard, right, but can we be honest and say it's a financial failure?
Yes.
What did it do? I thought it
Nothing.
did like 101 million out the gate.
I think its opening weekend it didn't even do what it cost to
It
build.
did
Like,
80, I think.
yeah, total. I think it did like 80.
I
Opening
had
weekend it did like 54. I think it was, or 52 mil.
no. I say yeah. Box office. Trying to find it again because I had there's a dude that I really like on Facebook.
188 million in the U.S. alone.
Yeah. After 4 weeks on the big screen, the comic book tentpole is running out of steam with 80 million in North America and 197 million globally.
Well, as of now, yeah, 188 million worldwide so far to date. It's long. That movie's older than 4 weeks old, and it came out.
It opened on November 10th.
Yeah,
46 million.
It might be it's a lot in Marvel history, but it still was a good movie. I don't think that has. I think so. I'm gonna say it.
Go ahead.
I think people dogged that movie because it was an all-female cast, and that's part of it. And I think coming off the heels of Secret Invasion, which could have been done better, I think that's probably what hurt them as well. But people didn't like the Ms. Marvel TV show, although it wasn't a bad TV show. I think people were just being on there, oh, it's not a dude, he's not the lead character bullshit. And then it was people don't like the way Captain Marvel looks because they dogged her from the get-go. That movie was a good movie. I took my family to see it. It was real well written. It wasn't this time them putting a character up against the mirror version of themselves. It all made sense. Them switching the powers, Nick Fury, the Skrulls, all that. It just made sense. So I thought it was good. Honestly, I think it was better than the latest Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, Eric. No.
That Guardians of the Galaxy movie is dead to me.
That last one?
Yeah,
it wasn't good.
Nah, B. I'm actually the other 180 degrees around.
What they did to Adam Warlock was unforgivable.
That was trash. That was trash. That was 100% trash. What does it say? I'm 4 movies and 3 shows behind in the MCU.
See, that was the thing. Like, I was trying to go back and catch up. I was finally able to get through Black Widow, and I have a better opinion of that. Okay,
good movie.
I still couldn't get past the first 15 minutes of the first Captain Marvel. I just couldn't do it. I tried Eternals.
That was bad.
A good movie. What?
Eternals.
I hated that movie.
I couldn't get past the.
Was great. It wasn't a great movie. It was a really good movie, and I think what people went into this movie thinking that it was going to be was like Avengers, and that ain't the theater. That's not the writer's fault.
I didn't go in there. I kind of approached it with. I remember the comics, right? Yeah. And the comics were very convoluted. It was always just a mashup of storylines, right? And you had all these different entities and a whole lot of different kinds of
Dire
you know,
wraiths.
yes. And I expected that in the movie. And it didn't let down in that end because there was a lot of convoluted stuff. But to me, it was just dull. The
But I
movie
think
was
so.
very dull and it dragged. And I'm just like,
But like
I think they
made
had to set it up.
they did the same thing with like Guardians that they did with Eternals. And that I'm not talking about the humor, I'm talking about like they focus on characters that usually wouldn't have been focused on. Like Athena's not that big a deal in the Eternal comics.
I don't think she was a bigger deal in that movie.
no, she wasn't.
Yeah, but like basically when you were reading Eternals, you were reading about Icarus.
So
Right.
Icarus was the biggest character in that movie. Selma Hayek's character before she died was
She was
also
what,
a major
Phobos?
player in that movie. Yes. She was a major player in that movie.
Yeah.
And then Kit Harington's girlfriend, so he's supposed to be Black Knight. Yeah, Cersei was a big deal in that movie.
Yeah, Cersei. See, like, and now fucking Black Knight's in Eternal.
No, he's not. He's not an Eternal. He doesn't even know he's the Black Knight yet. Because he hasn't picked up the sword yet. But they're gonna have him and Blade piggybacking off of each other. Because Blade is at the end of that movie in the hidden credit scenes.
Yeah, because I thought the Kit Harington thing was like kind of knocking on the door and basically saying he was an Eternal.
No, it was knocking on the door saying he's the Black Knight because you see the Black Knight sword and the sword start talking to him, and then Blade comes in at the end and says, "Are you ready for this?" And he looks up because he's just as surprised as anybody. He didn't even know these freaking things. Well, they know the Avengers exist, but he didn't know all this other crazy stuff existed.
I gotta rewatch that shit.
I'm telling you, the movie's not as bad as people think and make it out to be. Like the twists and turns in that movie, the setup, I don't think that's Galactus at the end, but them rebirthing a whole nother Titan or whatever. Like Celestial. Even Celestial. Gilgamesh wasn't even that big at the end. And it even explains, like, if y'all was this powerful and y'all was here, why y'all let Thanos do what he did? Like it touches on that, like all that stuff. So like I think it was worth it to put it there. I think they need to do more with them going forward though. Because you got Thanos' brother coming on the scene. Like you know what I mean? Like they're piggybacking off some things here. Loki was good. Loki season 2 was really good. I mean, they got some stuff
I really did like Loki. Yeah, trying to think about what else to come out.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier was great.
I did like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That was all right. The one everybody gets on me for not liking. I hate She-Hulk.
But I liked it for what it was. Let's be clear. That thing was meant to be comedy relief. I don't think it was ever meant to be anything to take serious.
Yeah.
Or even to have and I also think that movie was a bridge. Like it's setting up the next phase of the Avengers. It's setting up the Young Avengers because, I mean, spoiler alert, at the end you have Scar who comes back. And then you even got Daredevil being set up in there. Like, and I know people was like, "Oh, why they make him so funny?" It was like the show is dumb and funny. That's what it's meant to be. It's the show is telling you not to take it too serious. She literally jumps out the screen and goes up to the next thing to try to take out Kevin Feige. Like that's what it's for.
Like, but like I said, I couldn't get past the first 30 minutes, and to me, it's the CGI of the Hulk.
A lot of people don't like it.
It's weightless. Like it feels like there's not enough impact. Like when she's whipping his ass and like throwing him into the ground, there should be a lot bigger of a fucking crater and shit. You know what I mean? It's like,
well, I think that's why they
impact
went.
Shit. Yeah, it's I can't stand it, and it's really, really getting on my nerves.
Yeah, I think I don't think that was meant to be like a major piece of the MCU just yet. It was meant to kind of like none of these stories, like even Moon Knight, I think is setting up something bigger. Like maybe the
I really like
Moon Knight.
Moon
Knight is good.
and a lot of
I
people,
enjoyed Moon Knight.
yeah.
But people didn't like the first episode or second episode of that out the gate. People were like, I'm confused. And I get it. Like, it was meant to confuse you. But like for people, they weren't all head over heels over Moon Knight the first 2 episodes. Kind of same thing with WandaVision. You had to stick with it and kind of.
I liked WandaVision.
I did not
Let's not
like
front
WandaVision.
like that first episode and that second episode had me thinking, what are we doing here?
I thought the same thing.
Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
What did I turn on? What is this? What am I watching?
So wait a minute. So wait, he didn't have comedic puns with him and Fuzzy in that thing. He was only in the thing for dang near 10 minutes, man. Like, I think y'all need to relax. Everybody's expecting Daredevil to come in and be like the super blah blah blah. Like, he wasn't meant to be that in the 10 seconds he was in this show. That's why he's getting his own show. He was really good in Spider-Man. What was it? Not No Way Home. Yeah, No Way Home. He was good. He played that role to a T as Matt Murdock. So it's just showing you the contrast. I mean, I think Daredevil wasn't always serious in every comic. He made jokes. He was a lawyer, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
But I think what happened there is that people saw the Charlie Cox of the Netflix series, right? And I'm a Daredevil fan, right? So when I saw that Netflix series, and they did such an amazing job with the whole character, the whole line. It was well written story. It kept you engaged. It was like Game of Thrones. Like, you were just sitting down and just like, all right, the new Daredevil's out today. Let me just binge watch the hell out of this. And you know, you're used to that, and then you get hit with this like kind of more comedic, you know, walk of shame guy with no shoes on walking up the street in the middle of Los Angeles. You're just like, all right, what is this?
Let me ask you this. You guys don't think that it's possible? Because I think they just tried to humanize him. Because let's be frank, the Netflix series, while it was great, they made Daredevil OP. Like, he got his butt kicked by Fisk, but like, they made him super duper OP. Like, he was the man. And so they took that character from a B-level street character and made him into like the lead of this team, basically. Right? So you don't think that in real life, when you're trying to humanize a character and bring him back down to the street level, that he wouldn't have a walk of shame? Like, that dude just slept with She-Hulk, for God's sake. Come on, man. Like, I'm just saying, man. Like, I think we being too serious here, man. I get it. And Daredevil's my dude too. I like Daredevil. I can't wait till the Mafex figure drops. Don't get me wrong. I think, but like, they already told you they're giving you an R-rated TV series. Just be patient. It's coming. It's coming.
But yeah, he did take heat every time in that Netflix series, man. He was fucking ripped.
He was taking L's. He was taking a lot of L's.
Yeah.
He took L's from what was his name?
In the first season,
was it Bullseye? He was taking L's from Bullseye. He was taking L's from pretty much everybody. The thing was, though, that he was such a serious character. He was such a serious, like, both Matt Murdock and the Daredevil had this persona. They had this aura, right? And then, you know, the Disney twist is they take them out of that mold and they say, well, check out this version. Now, I'm cool. I don't care. As long as it's entertaining, I don't give a crap. But when you have that person who is dead set on that Daredevil and they get this, they're going to react negatively just because that's how
when
people
he was
are.
in the Daredevil costume, he wasn't super, like, he wasn't super goofy. Like, he had a couple quibs. I mean, but that's Daredevil to the T. He was serious when he was in the costume. I think when he was Matt Murdock, I mean, even at the barbecue at the end, like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to let the man play both sides. And I think that fully humanizes the character and give you a rounded out character. Now we get to see him in an R-rated settings. Let's see how they do with the dude now. I think
that's gonna be 18. That's gonna be 18 episodes.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's enough for 2 seasons alone.
Yeah. I'm still
And
excited for that.
fucking dudes coming back to Bernthal.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm afraid. I'm
Yeah.
afraid they're gonna mess that up. That's the one I'm afraid they're gonna mess up. You know, like there's 2 or 3 characters that I'm dying for them to put, some money behind and like get a real Disney but like type of budget behind. And one of those characters is Cable. Another one is Bishop. I love Bishop. Bishop is one of my favorite characters in the entire Marvel universe.
So,
But I would love to see him on a big screen and who they would get to play him. I would also like to see Daredevil and Punisher with some money behind it, like not like the Dolph Lundgren movie or like the last ones that they've had where like independent people put little money behind it. I'm talking about some real Disney money and who they get to write it. And I just want to see where that goes, man. I'm just dying to see where that goes because John Bernthal is like his show. He's a real one, and I want to see where that goes. I really want to see where that goes.
So to EE's comment and his point, and I get what he's saying. However, the fans asked for Charlie Cox to be in this universe. They felt like the Netflix series ended too soon, and they wanted more. So if that's what they want, they gave you a glimpse of him in the Spider-Man movie, and then She-Hulk came on, and they gave you a little bit of comedy. Just be patient and give the people time to do what they do. Then I think when he has his own show, and if it's super chucked up and goofy and then I think you can make that criticism. But I don't think you can make that assessment off of 10 minutes, man. Like, he's only in the show for 10 minutes. You got to give it time.
Yeah. And like cameos like that, you have to kind of take with a grain of salt too.
Yeah, because you don't want him to come in and steal the show. Like, that's not the point of a cameo. It's to complement the character and the storyline that they have in there. And I'm with you, Ralphie. I would love to see, honestly, I know Bishop is not supposed to be super duper old, and this guy's kind of older now at this point, but I'd take Idris Elba as Bishop.
Ooh.
See, like mine back in the day, you say older, Larry Fishburne.
Yeah, but he's super old now at this point.
Yeah,
like it's kind of hard to have him play that role. At least Idris Elba is somewhat younger.
Yeah,
he can, because they want him to play James Bond. I think he could play Bishop and be okay. Like a newer Bishop without the even the bald head version of Bishop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
15 years ago for Idris.
Yeah, like I think he's older. I think it's that's over with. I don't think you could, but I'd be okay with somebody of that ilk playing them. No. Like if Marshall Ali wasn't even what's my man? It's not Wood Harris, but the guy who played Omar in The Wire. Even if he was still around to play Bishop, would be
Mike
dope.
Williams.
Yeah, I'd be down. I'd even be down with that. Michael K. Williams. That's it.
Yeah. But yeah, we were talking about the Punisher for a little bit. Have you heard what they've done with him in the books?
Yeah, didn't they replace the Punisher with somebody else now, right?
First, they made the Punisher the only way I can say it, like the servant of the Beast, and the Beast is like the god of the hand, you know?
Yeah. He took over. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, so he took over leadership of the hand, and that ended up going to war with Daredevil and Elektra. Mm-hmm. And so that was a huge thing between all three of them. Bang, bang, bang. And Frank Castle basically gets the Bruce Wayne at Dark Knight Returns, at the end, where he's off in a cave with a bunch of people, and the Punisher's dead until he's needed again, So Then they decided they need a new Punisher.
Mm-hmm.
And what it basically seems to me is the political pressure of a lot of police units using the Punisher skull as a fucking logo.
Yep.
Like it's on their fucking SUVs.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Well,
that's
listen,
not something for fucking law enforcement should be fucking
Yeah, he would have. Yeah,
forth.
that's not what you want to emulate. Also, he wouldn't want you to.
Yeah,
because of the type of person that he is. Anyway, that lets you know they don't read comics. They don't understand it. They just think it's
so. There's now a new Punisher.
Uh-oh.
Who's
yes,
an
FBI guy.
Shield agent.
That's it. Yeah.
So like it's not even like the Punisher skull, it's like the fucking bulletproof shield agent shit.
So no more skull.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird, man. I'm trying to give it a chance, but it is rough.
Now, see, that's the stuff that would upset me more. Like the whole. Remember we talked the other day, and I was like, "Why they messing with Nightcrawler, turning him into Spider-Man?
Yeah,
like that's useless. That's dumb. That's a waste of a good character because he has his own story in itself. Like he's one of the more like mid-tier to higher tier Marvel characters." Right, so like he has his own story. Just touch on that. He doesn't need to be Spider-Man.
It was really good, actually.
Yeah, but like I don't want that.
But like now you talk about Nightcrawler. Did you hear what the fuck they did to him?
Yeah, I heard you in the chat. Well, I saw you in the chat talking about it.
Here's why I haven't touched the comic. The last Punisher comic I read, he was wearing an Iron Man suit. Like that's why I haven't.
He was War Machine.
Yeah, I haven't touched anything since because I just knew people in search of like, things to do with characters that is different and edgy. They're just taking this thing way out of hand and listening to you.
That makes sense though. Like that makes sense. Like for him to steal the War Machine armor and then go on a major killing spree. I like that.
I like that too.
Makes sense. And it sticks a finger to Tony Stark because him and they never got along.
No.
And Nick Fury recruited him for that shit, and he was like, "Frank, we're gonna have you on a short leash. Frank, we're gonna have you on a short leash." Oh, fuck, Frank! All our tracking devices are down. You're fucking on your own. Go get it, buddy. Wolf asked, "Why is Nightcrawler dressed like Spider-Man?"
Yeah, talk about it, Nick. Talk about the travesty.
The X-Men books have been a real fucking mess. I'm going to keep this highlighted up here so I can go back and make sure I answer your question. Since when Brian Hickman started the books, he started a tradition of the Hellfire Gala. So they would have one every like 6 months to a year in the X-Men books, and what it was a big celebration for the X-Men, and something always happens. So this year the X-Men were fucking attacked at the Hellfire Gala by a new thing that's come together called Orcus. It's come out of all their Powers of X and all that stuff. It's an organization with Nimrod, fucking Moira McTaggart, Judas Traveler from the old fucking Spider-Man is with them. The Vulture. It's like this human and robots versus mutants, basically.
So why is Moira joining them?
Because they found out what she was doing. Like she was fucking up Charles and Magneto by like not giving them all the information. And like she did something really fucking sketch. Oh, it was she wouldn't let Destiny or Mystique be reincarnated with the 5. And so Mystique got reincarnated, and it was like out of her control. Like, they bypassed her and Mystique came back. Well, Mystique fucking went undercover and fucking got Destiny back. So Destiny is she has precognitive power, so she can see the future, right? So she was seeing where Moira was going, what Moira was doing, and how she was going to betray the X-Men, and told Charles and Magneto. And so like this whole thing went down, and Moira got her mutant powers taken away, so she's supposed to be human now. Then she went with Orcus, that thing I was telling you about with Nimrod and everything. And she's like a cyborg now that has some limited powers. It's really fucked up.
So yeah, that's way over
it's
me.
So convoluted. It's so
I didn't even know she
convoluted.
had powers now. All of a sudden,
yeah, yeah. Well, they gave her powers at the beginning of Powers of X to make the story work, and they also because like it's a really brilliant actual retcon. There were a lot of people thought because Moira wasn't a mutant and Proteus, his father, was not a mutant, that Moira and Charles were fucking, and Charles was actually Proteus's father.
Which was always been a rumor.
Right. So Hickman came in and basically retconned it by saying, yo, Moira's been a mutant, you just haven't known.
Stop touching shit. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So to go back to Nightcrawler, the mutants were Charles Xavier ordered all of the mutants off of Earth. A few of them were able to resist because of a protocol that they have to resist psychic, attack and shit. People like Wolverine and Mystique did it, but she got fucked up. Nightcrawler did it, obviously. So Nightcrawler's always been friends with Spider-Man. So he basically has been another Spider-Man for this little mini series, hiding from Orcus in plain sight. And so, but they've also were dealing with Mystique because, like I said, Charles gave that psychic command for all the mutants to leave. Well, Mystique resisted, and it cracked her mind up a little bit. So while Nightcrawler's been acting as Spider-Man, he's also been
trying to help his mama.
And so finally you find out when Mystique is like recounting all her trauma and shit.
That's not his mom.
Yeah. No, she's not his mom. She's his father.
What?
Retarded. Stop touching shit.
Yeah. What's up, Scott?
Like, why in the world do they this is why I haven't touched a book in a while either.
They introduced Azazel
just stop
just to be Nightcrawler's father.
You said what?
They introduced Azazel, the dude in the X-Men First Class movie, the red teleporting demon, to be fucking Nightcrawler's father.
Yeah, bro.
And now they go and do this. It's like, what the fuck are you people doing?
Yep.
We talked about this weeks ago.
It's going to be all movies and TV shows because this is some bullshit.
And like we talked about this weeks ago about being stewards for these characters.
Yeah.
Fucking taking care of the fucking characters. And this isn't doing it.
No, that's not cool, man. Like, why even mess with that? And he's not even a character whose origin story you have to really touch. I think the mystique behind his birth and everything, I thought was all pretty cool. And I think when Jim Lee and Chris Claremont and them were writing and drawing that character, they did a really good job of, a lot of these guys' origin stories. Like now it's all over the place.
Yeah. People Scott,
I have a friend, an older gentleman friend of mine, who owns a comic book store in nearby in the same town that I work in. And I went to see him the other day because I wanted to buy the newest issue of the Transformer book.
We can talk about that too.
I walked in and I'm looking, I'm thumbing through, and he just comes over to say hello. And his store has changed so much. There was a time that on the front window, he would have a poster of a new line, come and get your copy of, so and such. And there would be Marvel Legends on one wall, and there's comic books on the other, and then there's crates all in the center, just filled with stuff. Sometimes he'll have older issues you could thumb through.
Yeah,
And
back issue boxes.
now his storefront, if you look at the storefront, he's got like a stack of Funko Pops. Then he's got Marvel Legends. He's got some NECA figures. He's got basically action figures, and then he's got a whole section like dedicated to sports memorabilia, and not a mention of a comic book.
What's the GameStop theory, right? Like,
yeah, you walk in, and the first thing he says is nobody's buying books no more.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think this is why.
Well, that's part of it, but like, I think the comic industry realized we don't need to write books anymore if the movies are good and they're selling. They're making way more money off these properties in media, like visual media, than they are in a book.
Excuse me.
Right, but they also, like, the writers have a financial incentive to put out what is going to sell, and a lot of times it's this crazy shit that's just lowest common denominator.
It's just like, you don't have to, and I get like eventually you run out of stuff to say, so that's when you take a break and work on a different comic. But like, I think, man, just like bring back the 90s, bro. Like, and I hate to sound like an old head, but like, just bring back the 90s. Like, a lot of that stuff was good, man. Even when like people who were, at our age now, who were like in our age then, like the 40 and 50-year-old people who were still reading books, they loved that stuff, man. Like, the Death of Superman is still one of the highest selling comic book series to date.
Yeah,
people loved it. They ate it up, man. Like, just, you don't have to touch stuff. Just leave it alone.
And see, what's funny about that is that he also told me in the same sentence, he says to me, it's not all Batman. And I said, what do you mean by that? He goes, that's the only thing that sells now. So, like, you look at the New 52, you look at all this stuff that's out. It's, according to what he's telling me, that's what's coming out of his inventory. But like, the other stuff is like dead weight. He has to order less of it, and then that puts him at the bottom of the totem pole as far as ordering, inventory. And it's really hard to run a business like that. It's really hard to run a business like that.
Comics is doing a disservice to itself. I kind of want to get on my soapbox here, if you guys don't mind.
No, you good. You the comic
there are some really good things happening in comics now. Jeff Johns just got done writing a Justice Society book that was great. It's still going. He's just left the book because he started his own company. They did.
Jeff Johns is from not Image, but the Static Shock. Was it Mirage?
Milestone.
That's it. He
might have been. I think he might have been the white boy that Dennis Callan gave a chance.
Okay,
I think so. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, that's all right. But like, there's some really good shit going on that isn't being advertised. Like, one of the best miniseries that I've read in a long time is called Waller versus Wildstorm. And it's Amanda Waller in the Wildstorm universe that Jim Lee sold to DC.
Yep.
So, like, you got Deathstroke interacting with, like, Grifter and stuff.
Yeah, because that's where the whole Wildcats group came from, right?
Yep. They brought back these series because of that Justice Society book in DC. Like, they have a fucking Wesley Dodds Sandman book right now. The dude that used to run around with the gun and put people to sleep.
Yeah.
They got Alan Scott Green Lantern. They got a Jay Garrick fucking Flash book.
So they went old school completely.
Yeah. So like DC is like going nostalgic and doing it the right way. Marvel is going back and looking at the shit of the 90s instead of the good stuff and being like, let's make this as convoluted as possible. Let's jam together as many properties as we can together to make this new thing that is going to be just the greatest thing ever because it's everything that's popular all in one. You understand what I'm saying? Like when they did the fucking Phoenix 5 with the X-Men. Come on.
That actually was pretty good though. Like that. So, and only from this standpoint, the Avengers versus X-Men was one of the best written, well-received comics that I have read in the last 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
I read that from front to back. That was freaking good. I even read Old Man Logan after that, and I read Hush, Batman Hush. Both really good stories, not as good as that book. So because they figured out a way to integrate all of their characters into that universe.
You think that Hush isn't as good a book as Avengers versus X-Men? I
don't.
Oh wow. Okay.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never been a fan of the way the Batman books are written. Because I don't like how he talks to himself. I think it's dumb. And that's no knock on people who like it. I think people like that detective style of things. I think it's dumb. I like the dialogue he has better with other characters in the universe than him talking. Like, I don't care about Captain Kirk talking about Starship, this, that, and the other. Like, you miss me with that. Give me the dialogue between the characters. I don't want to hear a guy talking to himself for 15 minutes in a page. And most of that book is written like that.
Yeah, I can get you. It is a lot of thought bubble.
And it's a good book. Still, I really enjoyed the story. Especially the plot twist in it, which was what I was looking for. That's what I look for in a Batman comic, like the plot twist.
Yeah.
But the Avengers versus X-Men, and I'm a huge X-Men fan. I think it was pretty well done. And even still missing out on the Storm and Black Panther Fallout. I missed that story, so it made me go back and read that. Namor becoming an X-Man, and made me figure out when he made the transition into a mutant, which all made logical sense. Although I still don't agree with it. I think he should still stick with the Avengers or stick with the Atlanteans. You got your own thing, but I dig it. You know what I mean? It was intriguing, and it was a big comic fallout. Like you have. Yeah, it was 50 plus characters fighting in this book at any given time.
Like, I think maybe why I mentioned the Phoenix 5 thing is because it led on to other things later on. Like now you have Old Man Phoenix, which is a thing. Logan at the end of time with the Force.
Yeah, that's all. That's dumb. And even the whole Rachel Summers thing, like. Yeah. That part was a little shaky for me, but I got it still, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, okay, I can see this. It's like, man, Cable's always going to be the center of things. That whole family. Somehow, some way.
Fucking
it's like,
Summers.
The Summers family, bro. Like, they are comic book royalty.
Can you believe that they came back and finally said that they fucking did it in continuity. Had Fabian, I can't ever pronounce the man's name, Nicieza, confirm that Adam X is the fourth now Summers brother.
Really?
Yes.
So there's Vulcan, there's
Havoc, Cyclops,
and then now
Adam
there's
X.
Adam X. Okay, so they're getting out of hand. And I love the X-Men. I would read and watch anything X-Men. Some of this stuff is dumb, bro. Like they just need to leave stuff alone.
They had fucking Scott and Alex investigate like a downed alien craft, right? And they both this guy Adam jumps out and throws his psi thing, comma things at him, right? And so they both use their powers to try and blast him, and he's immune.
And that's when they figured it out.
Yeah.
Whoop-de-doo. So is he Corsair's kid too?
No, the mother.
Oh my god. They need to just stop, bro.
Yeah, she was raped by Deken. Yeah.
See? You just need to leave
I
something.
can't help but look at Eric's reactions to stuff. He's the most down the middle guy that I know. He is the most like if you ever look at like the Justice Lady with the weight scale. Eric is the guy that's right here. He's never weight. He's right. He looks at everything in that scope. Right. He's down the middle. All right. Let's look at the pros. Let's look at the cons. He. You know what I mean? But here, looking at him react like that, he's like, "Ah, they wildin'." If he says they wildin', they wildin'.
That's crazy,
He
man.
said
Like
they're wildin' out. They're wildin' out.
they just sometimes like it's no need to touch stuff. Like Marvel had a golden age, they had a silver age, and they had a platinum, in my opinion, age of comics. I think the 90s was like the pinnacle for them because it spun off a lot of their comics and their TV shows, their video game properties, the movies kind of piggyback off of that era a little bit. You know what I mean? Like it was an inspiration for everything else. But like when you do stuff like this and you mess with certain things, like I think I was kind of mad at Marvel when they messed with the Fantastic Four a little bit, like with Franklin and his sister. But then it made sense. Like this little kid can create worlds. But what pissed me off was when they made definitely hit a dead zone. Was when they made basically him and his sister are mutants now.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Valeria, maybe it's very
vague.
Very vague.
But Franklin is definitely a mutant in that context.
Not anymore.
See, and again, stop touching stuff. So now you're gonna tell me, and I just bought in to now this dude being a mutant, and then you like, on second thought, see that bull crap, man.
Franklin Richards was so terrifyingly powerful that he created the Heroes Reborn universe. When Onslaught, beat the shit out of the Avengers and X-Men all together, and the Avengers properties all went over to like Rob Liefeld and Jim Lee, right? Supposedly the story was Franklin created that universe to protect them. So he's that powerful. When Franklin gets older, and I'm talking thousands of years older at the end of the universe, Franklin has a herald. It's Galactus.
He basically became a celestial or something like that, or he's like a god or something like that.
Franklin.
But I mean, if he can the universe, I can see that him creating a herald to kind of
it's Galactus.
That's dumb too, but
yeah. So what ends up happening
more believable than him no longer being a mutant after you just wedged him into the
right. But like this is the thing is like after Franklin lost his powers and recently, and it was during the Krakoa age, and he was visiting on and he couldn't, and then like he couldn't get through the gate because like his residual powers had fucking worn off. He had basically told everyone he was a mutant just to explain it easier than that he was this powerful entity. And that's all they did, and it was like okay, then why
the first time
a mutant in the fucking first place?
Right, exactly. That's dumb. The first time I ever read a like the first mutant that was a non-mutant that became a mutant that I was okay with was Spider-Man because it made sense. Like if you have a radioactive spider altering your genes, then you had a mutation after you were bit. Like that part I got. The Incredible Hulk, even to an extent, I kind of felt was always like a secret mutant. The rest of this stuff, they just need to stop. They need to stop. Like you got to. Well, even I guess Franklin and Valeria made sense because their mom and dad's genes were altered.
Yeah,
cosmic entities. So any kid you have is going to.
Do you know how Valeria was born?
No.
Are you a Fantastic Four fan?
Yes, I'm. No, not really. Like I can take them or leave them, but like, don't tell me nothing stupid, Nick, because I done had enough stupidity.
No.
Like,
Okay, I'm gonna redeem it for you. Okay, so you know that Sue Richards had Franklin,
yep,
right? And that was a very hard birth.
yep.
During the late 70s or early 80s, Sue had a miscarriage. Now, get back up to this time, and Sue's pregnant again, and she's about to give birth, and she's having trouble. Reed Richards isn't on the planet.
So who kid is it?
No, it's Reed's kid, but he's not there for the birth because he's off trying to save people in the negative zone and shit.
Okay.
So Johnny Storm is left with the problem of his sister is probably going to die if he doesn't get the smartest man on the planet to help her birth her child.
So it's either Dr. Banner or Hank Pym?
Dr. Victor Von Doom. Fucking Johnny goes and gets Doom and begs him to fucking help Sue.
Well, he's always been infatuated with Sue, so I'm pretty sure he did it with another motive.
Did. And he asked for one thing in return.
I knew it. I knew he had an ulterior motive. Did she be named after him?
She be named after that he be allowed to name the child.
Yep. Yeah, I figured that was.
And like Reed gets back just in time for Valeria to be in Sue's arms, and Doom's about to leave, and he's like, "Yeah, I got one thing, Reed, for this," and he's just like fucking running Reed down, and he's like, "Yeah, I got to name your daughter."
Yeah, that make me kill a man.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Huh. All right. Well, I mean, that's not too terrible. That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, because I've heard some outlandish stuff dealing with Marvel.
Brink says even Rodimus was a dirty mutie. The Matrix mutated his transformium from his hot rod form.
Brink, it's Saturday. Can we get away from this? I deal with this every other Wednesday. Just when I thought I was away from it.
Oh, man.
That's only gonna help me like Hot Rod more, because I like mutants, man. Don't give me a reason to like
That's a Predaking sword, Ralphie?
No, this is a 3D printed. It comes apart and it turns into like individual weapons for one of my combiners.
Nice. Yeah, it did kind of look like the Kang toy sword, or like the combiner. The Optimus Prime sword from last night. It's not thin enough. He had like a pencil sword though. Pretty much.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about G.I. Joe.
Mm-hmm.
And the history people are getting their histanks this week.
They are.
Somebody else dropped some pictures.
Oh my god. Talk about the book. Your homeboy
Ralphie, I don't think you've seen this.
Mike Kincaid? Yeah, I've seen his pictures.
No, Bobby Vala.
Oh.
There's the histank, bro.
Yeah.
And my man made FJ Cruisers as big as his tanks.
Which is nuts.
Look at these RAV4 looking motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's nuts.
They look sick.
I'm not. They're huge, but they're like $189 too, right?
Yeah.
It just goes to show you that Hasbro could have did it cheaper, but
if they didn't put electronics in, or
make it. Well, they reserved the right to make a bare bones one and sell it at retail if they want. But didn't he mention he was trying to like knock them at some point? He took some type of jab at him when he talked about the car. We didn't have to crowdfund it or something dumb. No one wants your stuff, Bobby Vala. Like, some of your figures are cool, but like, don't get ahead of yourself.
I don't even think the figures are cool. I think what's cooler are the fucking like accessory packs. He needs to stick to that shit.
Yeah, but some of those like troop building characters that they have are all right.
Yule was showing those in the fucking chat the other day.
Yeah, some of them are okay.
But like, Here's the thing. You know for a fact because you worked for Hasbro that your shit is not the primary vector for classifieds.
Right.
You're an accessory to an existing product. You are not a product line on your own.
But to be fair, people were buying it first, but they only bought it because they wanted a Joe line in a 6-inch scale.
Yeah.
But the moment they got it, I'm pretty sure his sales got cut into. Oh,
dude,
Bobby.
like those things look like fucking parade floats.
Yeah, they look weird. They look like a futurized assault vehicle.
It's supposed to be based on like the Revian tank thing.
Yes. Well, he used their name, so do they have some type of deal?
I don't know. The Resvani tank. And like, this ain't a tank, it's an SUV.
Yeah, that's basically all it is, man. But I mean, they kind of look like something off of Call of Duty. I can see it landing in that space.
That's what it is. And then like he's bragging about like you can put 10 figures on it. Yeah, like 4 on the fucking clapboard here.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Why would you want 10 figures on that thing? First of all, somebody walking. if 10 of us got to get on this thing, somebody walking, bro.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be me. So you go figure it out.
And then you look at that thing and you see no electronics. Looks like a shell from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, he showed this as like a resin print a while back, didn't he?
Yeah.
At one of the cons, maybe PowerCon or something like that.
And
it doesn't look good. It looks goofy.
And it's
it's
$189, right? And the fucking what's the Awe Striker gonna be? Of the Vamp. Sorry, Vamp.
It's
105.
Yeah. 99.99 or something like that with tax.
Yeah, your Bobby Valid vehicle does come with cup holders though.
Hey man, fighting crime gets you thirsty. This nah. It's a Humvee without being a Humvee. Yeah. I mean, listen, there's gonna be people who buy it. Hopefully people can customize it and make it look like whatever they want, because it's pretty darn plain looking on this side. It's not for me. I'm not in on it.
No, especially not for $190 when the Vamp.
And the pictures you just showed, they look like 2 Porsche Cayennes, with one with a rocket launcher and one with a 50 cal.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good, man.
No.
Well, it's 11 o'clock. You want to get out of here?
No, you wanted to talk about Draymond real quick.
We can talk about Draymond. Yeah, that's cool.
Homeboy.
Yo.
I'm gonna say this, and I'll go ahead and get out the way.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in the 80s. I'm an 80s baby, born in the 80s, 82 to be exact.
And where?
In Detroit.
Yeah.
So I'm used to people getting punched in the face for doing dumb stuff on the court, right? Like, I grew up in the era where Bill Laimbeer saw you coming down the lane. If your name was Michael Jordan, you got clothesline out there. I came down in the era where Larry Bird wasn't about to just score 40 on our team. He was going to get clothesline. Like, that's the era I grew up in. Robert Parrish and Bill Laimbeer had scuffles underneath. And so did Dirty Kevin McHale. And I said dirty because he played dirty too. However, this is a much different NBA Draymond Green. And either you going to stand in your mess, admit to it, and take the punishments that come with it, or you can keep getting suspended. Like, stop acting like you didn't do anything, bro.
Yeah.
And what kind of call are you trying to sell where you spinning a haymaker, people, man? You lay that dude out. Like, this is not that. This is not the.
Yeah.
I get it. A lot of people feel like the NBA is soft. Yes, it's not as hardcore as it used to be. Is it a better game now? I think it's faster. I think it's, more entertaining. Like, people can get their stuff off. That's cool. But it's not football, man. You gotta relax. You gotta relax, and you can't be surprised if they suspend you for the rest of the season because you have been a menace. You punched your teammate in the face, which he deserved it. He got a punchable face, by the way. Then you've been kicking people in the nuts for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
You choked up Rudy Gobert. He a punk, so he kind of deserves it. I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. But like, come on, Draymond. Come on, bro. And I don't even like him as a person. I think he's a jackass. But I respect this game as being an enforcer, somebody who can rebound, dime
at his size.
Yeah, at his size. He's like undersized Charles Barkley. Like, I get it. You know what I mean? But like, he gotta relax, man. And he had this coming. It was only a matter of time.
Like you said, like,
if I may,
go ahead, brother.
I also came up around the same time as Eric, and if we're gonna talk strictly basketball, Bill Lane Beer put a few black and blues on my boy Patrick Ewing quite a few times, and there was a lot of rivalry there back in them days. And he's right, it's not the game. And to hear people, especially from my generation, say, "Oh, the game is soft," this guy would have been killer in today's game, and this and that. That's all hearsay, and I think we need to get over the fact of that. Like, just get over it. The game is different. It's a business. It's more a business now than it's ever been. Like, it's a global business, and Draymond Green is a huge part of it, because here's where I hope the NBA actually gets what he's doing. Draymond knows in his head that he's not one of the 50 greatest of all time. So how's he going to stay relevant doing circus stunt crap like this? He's got to stay in the media knowing that it's a business and it's about selling tickets. I'm also a Yankee fan. I'm also a Giants fan. And we see it a lot here in New York. New York hasn't had a powerhouse team in many, many years. The Yankees just got a big name to be in their outfield, and it's not going to do jack for the team. At the end of the day, it's about putting butts in seats.
Yeah.
And Draymond Green not only puts butts in seats, but he puts eyeballs on the TV set. And I don't think he's going to get suspended for the whole year, because he makes headlines. He makes people watch, like, what the heck's he going to do today? What the heck's he going to do this week? Or, he's up against this guy. I wonder how he's going to, bruise him and hurt him up. Like, it sparks controversy. It sparks a conversation. And he does deserve discipline, because, for God's sake, it's entertainment. Yes, they're not calling for, like, I remember a day where there was a guy powering down the center to do a layup, and all you heard was that doesn't happen now. Is that it's a way different game. And I think with its evolution, I don't see him getting suspended for the rest of the year, but something has to be done. I mean, the dude's like, it's just, people want to be entertained, but they don't want to see it to that extent. You know what I mean?
I could see them doing like a Ja Morant deal here, like 25 games, and you have to satisfy Adam Silver so you can come back.
Right.
Listen, he if they just did, and that's what I was gonna bring up. Ja Morant got suspended for a big chunk of games, if he don't think that the next he was the next up and coming star of the NBA. He just signed a big shoe deal with Nike. The NBA was putting eyes on Memphis. It was pushing them boys in the playoffs, trying to get them some publicity. And then he went and did something dumb. And that was all off the court.
Yeah.
He did nothing on the court. All off the court stuff. He got suspended for 25 games. What make Draymond think that they won't give him with his past history? It's like EE said, Draymond is being treated like Ron Artest. If this dude has a history the past, let's give it 8 years, because LeBron's been gone from there for what, 4 years now. So 4 years going back and forth, 8 years, and he kicking people in the nuts and jumping on people's chests and hitting people in the face and all this type of stuff. He might get a 50 piece. He might get a 50 piece.
Yeah.
And we all know Golden State not going nowhere this year. That team sucks.
Yeah.
They over the hill. Klay Thompson, not the player that he used to be. Steph Curry is the only one holding that team down. Chris Paul probably should have retired 3 seasons ago. Like, they not going nowhere. Their youth is gone. They don't have anything to run and gun with, man. So this would be the perfect time for them to give them a 50 piece. It won't hurt the team. Take the money, keep it moving.
Oh, Jesus. Dude, he signed a 4-year.
Yeah, they gave him the money instead of giving it to Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
Because remember, him and Jordan Poole were up, and somebody else was up. They let one guy go. They traded Jordan Poole. And Klay. I feel like Klay is washed too. He'll be a great spot up shooter on another team, though. But yeah, they cook, bro, and he's cooked. His goose is cooked.
Yeah.
That's what they need to do, is try to get a young player from the Lakers for Klay Thompson.
Well, if the Lakers plan on going anywhere, they're going to need to add another shooter or get a player like Zach LaVine over there.
Oh.
Somebody who can be box office, because D'Angelo Russell hasn't shown that he can be a good number 3.
No.
And that's a problem, because Anthony Davis is spotty. Street clothes.
Yeah. When you guys were talking about Lambeer, I was just remembering and laughing. Like, fucking Robert Parrish's nickname was the Chief.
Big Chief.
Because my man used to chief it. And so he was known for being like, a serious dude, but like, it took a lot to get under his skin. And he laid Lambeer out.
Lambeer and him used to go at it, bro. Used to go at it. This is why I don't like Boston teams to this day. Like, the only reason why I rooted for New England because Tom Brady was on that team. But any Boston team can eat one. Like, I don't with anything, and it's because of the sense and the Boston Celtics rivalry. They fought, bro. Fought. Dennis Johnson,
and Rambis.
The head is. Yep. Yeah. Yep. They had, but see, that was the whole Lakers rivalry thing anyway. They hated each other. Worse than us.
All right. I'm going to get us on out of here so we can get a hangout going. All right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, cool bean.
Thank you both for being on this week.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks for the privilege, man.
I appreciate you both. Hopefully, if you're available next week, you'll be here for the Letterkenny Christmas special. I am so fucking excited about this. I don't care who the fuck's going to... Everyone's going to be here. God damn it. I want to sing her full.
This is the first time I even heard about that thing, man. So it's all news to me.
E's gonna throw up a link for us. Thank you,
Cool.
E. All right, like I say every week, peace, love, and hair grease. We're out. Y'all have a good one.
Be good to each other.